This yak, niggas about to get blown with the Mac. Riding around the block with a Glock. Yo ass finna get shot. That's the silencer. That's the grenade launcher. I'm finna kill you. I'm finna drill you. And now you bleeding. They play when I shoot you in your neck, the noise gon' play. You know I will shoot you in your eyes just so I can hear the play.
Oh yeah. I was about to run it back. Man, need a little extra motivation this evening. That's all. That's a little
motivation.
Oh yeah, come on now. You know what it is. We are back this week with another episode of Reals&Feels. I'm your host T Greasy with my co-host
Chanel
and our producer extraordinaire
C Major.
Shout out to Blue Haze.
Whoa, you got the echo effect?
I mean, my bad.
Doing his job for him. Like he could
have did that himself. You're right.
Yeah.
Oh man, this week jam-packed full of stuff. You know, work is work, so I'm not going to comment on that. But the Golden Girls are in the ATL. Mom's best friends from over 50 years or so. Oh my gosh. T-Boom said they came into the house like a hurricane, and boy, she was glad. She was glad that they have an Airbnb. I thought it was the cutest thing. They started the day by posting a picture of themselves on the plane, like, "We coming, girl." Yeah. I said, "Oh, they awesome. They on it. They on
about to be a
right
movie.
Now. It is."
Somebody ordered one of them mini ass drinks on the plane.
I don't know. I'm not in the business of snitching, but what I will tell you is I found out some interesting things about my aunties, if you will. You know what I'm saying? Like, I sitting there, I had the honor of hosting a dinner for them. I wanted to do something special. Them flying down, and just, you know, with the recent loss of my father, it just all meshed well to be like a really good time for them to come down and just nurture her with the sisterhood that they've always shared. And man, just watch. I don't think I've seen Ma smile that much in a very long time. So shout out to the Golden Girls for lifting her spirits. And they're probably doing all types of stuff in the air. They probably crying and laughing and joking. You know how it is with your friends get together. You just, you know, we're gonna reminisce
around the table.
100%. And they came over for dinner. Fired up the grill. It was a balmy 32 degrees outside, but you know how we do. I don't. That's
prime,
hot.
Prime Cuban weather.
Yeah. So I fired up the grill, grilled them up some fish, some steak and chicken. Because hey, have your pick. They enjoyed themselves, played some music, sipped some wine, had some good times telling old stories, and I sat like a fly on the wall, C Major.
Oh, you heard some shit.
Holy smokes. But I ain't snitching. Nope.
I ain't mad at that.
Nope, not at all. Not at all. I feel like that was privileged information, and I was privileged to be in the room with all that joy and all that excitement. Shout out to them. Shout out to Mom. Shout out to everybody, man. It was dope. I got them a couple of trinkets from Big Soda, and so they had some. You know, they go back and rep the brand. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Every little bit helps. But you know, I'm just trying to make sure I have a job. Okay?
I hear you.
That's all. And then we met them out last night at a restaurant with a live band. Let me tell you, they turned, Miss Janelle. They turned. I'm at the table, me, my lovely wife T Boom, and our cousin who lives here, B. I'll just call her B for now. Dr. B. Dr. D, actually. I feel like a woe was supposed to go there. But
it was, but I'm like, you telling your story, but
that's somebody's title, but
it was. So Dr. Cuz, I'll just call it. I'll just do that. Dr. Cuz was there, and we're all about the same, T Boom is 6 years younger than I am. Gerasmo and I are the same age. Dr. Cuz is like a year older than us. We're sitting at one table. Our table is mid as fuck. We are so low energy and tired. We turn to our left with us.
Where the grown folks were. Y'all was at the kids' table.
Slim. We was so at the kids' table, yeah. We was eating our little sherbet, our little sherbet punch, whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
We were
chicken nuggets with ketchup and shit.
What's the opposite of lit? Yeah, exactly. Chicken nuggets.
Y'all were dim? Y'all were
like dim. I wouldn't say that. We were smoldering, maybe a little smoky, but not lit.
Right.
The other table was lit. The band started playing some jams, and I tried to get my energy up because it was they were good. They hit songs from different eras, so they had they hit some joints from the Golden Girls era, and they did their thing singing and whatever. I'm like, oh, okay. Then I hear the piano, the keyboardist start hitting the little melody for SWV Week. I said, oh, hold my cup. It's time for us to shine.
We in
here. So me and T Boo hit the background vocals for the young lady singing. We was in. And that was about all the energy that me and T Boo could muster for the evening. We promptly grabbed our checks and left the Golden Girls. Who knows when they came home? I have no clue. Yeah, I don't know what happened after that. And I said, Dr. Cuz looked at me and said, we're the young table. I said, yeah, and I'm going home. I don't know about you. We could do this 2 nights in a row. They are they're doing the thing, and it's showing me a little hope that we're gonna have that same energy when we connect years from now. I can't wait for y'all to come down. If you can make it down this year, I would love that. It just gave me a lot of energy, a lot of good energy, and it was really, really good. Like I said before, to see Ma so happy. It's just been a while, so I'm glad she was able to get that time with her nearest and dearest friends, man. And that was the highlight of my week, for real. How about you guys?
Went to go see Captain America off the strength of your recommendation.
Mm-hmm.
Saw it in IMAX 3D off the edible. So I got to see it again to see if it was really a good movie.
You can't trust it.
I can't trust it. I was on another level. The IMAX 3D had the nigga bird wings coming straight to my face.
The nigga bird wings is
but I will say, like, that was the Hulk energy we've been missing from the last few movies.
Yes. I was just mad at it being Harrison.
Why was it him? Yeah, like so that was fun. We had it was like an extendo Valentine's weekend because Monday we was off, so we was acting up. And then work. Yeah. Yeah, that's about it.
Yeah, shake it off. How about where are you at now, C Major? What's the background? You're in the ring? You're in the octagon?
Yeah, I'm in the octagon because the highlight of my week is every time that I make it through the battle, that is getting my daughter to sleep. So I took some lumps along the way. If I start slurring my words, that's the CTE kicking in. Don't worry,
okay.
I'll be fine.
Okay.
You took a couple of blows to the head?
Yeah, a couple of them. Okay. She's quick.
Okay.
Agile. She compact.
Yeah.
And she agile.
And she still learning the timing of when to clench the fist. So by the time she's making contact, that's when she's starting to. So she's grabbing skin. Yeah, yeah.
Oh man, fun
I
times.
love it. But nah, I was able to was able to take Unc who's up in town from the Midwest helping his brother out. I was able to take him to the store so he can get some items so they could be good in the crib. Was able to talk a little shit with him when we came back. You know, heard a little couple stories. Without getting too emotional, they both missed their brother, and you know, and again, they're not gonna get too emotional.
No,
but
I got a story to tell right after that.
Oh man, I'm gonna call him the OG because he's the oldest. Like he just like, yeah, boy, I know you miss your brother. I know you miss your father. Like naturally, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And he hit me with the I miss him too, but then proceeds to talk about basically the base of their relationship was Pops coming to check in on him just so he could drink a beer, and then an argument would ensue.
Right.
And then after about an hour or two, they dip out and you know playing next week to do it again.
All over again.
Yeah. So that was dope kicking it with them, you know, just making sure they were straight. Yeah, you know, outside of that, everything's still everything.
Hey, Major, did you ever do that cipher?
So that's
okay.
So no, it keeps getting pushed back. It's supposed to be tomorrow.
Pardon me for asking if Major was rapping.
I showed up because we had a little practice session last night, like trying to make sure everybody's shit was good. At this point, because I heard the flows, I'm like, maybe Bammers know what's up, man. They don't want to work, but you know, so it got pushed back. I'm waiting to hear more details. That's the only thing I'm looking forward to.
Wait a minute. Are you saying Bama's heard yours and said we need more time?
They had to go back to the lab.
Yeah, I mean, it's possible. It's possible. Sorry.
Oh.
Hey man, talk your shit, C Major. I love it. I just want to make sure I heard you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh shit. About Uncle OG. I went to visit him on one of my trips up in the past 6 months or so. Right after Pops passed. Hand him the program. I might have spoke about it on the show a little bit, but he just the emotion gets cut off. It's like soon as their eyes close and you might see the water of the he did one of these. He hit me with one of these.
Yeah, sucked it up. Yeah,
run it right back.
Yo, nigga ate it.
Yeah,
converted it into something else. He farted that shit out. Like,
he was not about the not Uncle OG.
No, not at all.
Nah, he did that about twice, and I said, okay, let me get out of here so he can really get his. Yeah, I think me being in here was too much. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that's pretty funny. Miss Janelle.
Yes.
You have a touchy subject for us.
I do.
What's up?
What, if anything, is something that you strive to be more like your parents? Like in what area do you strive to be like more like either of, both of, one of, you know?
I'll take a little something from both. I'll go first.
Okay.
I need my mother's energy. I don't know where she's storing it. She's only but so tall, but she runs off of a fuel I've never seen before. So I need to figure out how she's storing that without like eating a bunch of carbs. I need to know what she's doing. You know what I'm saying? Like I need to kind of figure that out because the older I get, the more tired I get. And she just keeps going. She's ready to get up, hit the streets. This type of energy I'm seeing from her at that age, I need to tap into. As far as Pops was concerned, I'm trying my best to be as cool, calm, and collected as he was. You know, like he would argue, he would get amped up every now and then, but for the most part, if you saw the van or you saw him just out and about, it was just ice cold. He was just cool as could be. He was cool as cool could be. There was no other way of putting it. The conversations would 9 times out of 10 be relaxed, real chills, hit a little joke here and there. I need to find that balance of my pop's calmness and then Ma's energy, because and I think it worked well for them both. You know, my mom gets amped. She gets real amped. And Pops just kind of calmed it down a little bit. So, yeah.
Yo, your Pops, like, it was Freddie Jackson sipping a milkshake in a snowstorm, and then your Pops was here with it.
Cool as the other side of the pillow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So those are the 2 traits that I want.
I think I got Pop's demeanor down pack. I'm chilling for the most part. I think I need more Ma. I need
drugs.
Yeah.
But my mic is on. Damn.
I mean, and you leaned in with it too.
That helps. But yeah, no, I need Ma's, like T said, I need the energy, and I need a little bit more of the, I guess the spunk.
That's the good word for
she carries. Yeah.
That's a great word. I ain't heard spunk in a minute. How old are you?
Wow.
I don't watch new media. You know, they go old when you say media.
Oh snap!
Are you done, Major? Cause
yeah, that's it. I don't need to go into details.
All right,
fuck y'all niggas. I love
all
y'all.
Right. From my mom, I work really, really hard. I want to have, by the time I'm done here, I want to have at least a quarter of her kindness and empathy. She's probably the kindest person.
You don't have a lot of time left.
I need to wake up earlier in the morning to get started on that. And it's
I'm betting the under, nigga. I'm
sorry. It's so genuine too with her, and I don't have that, and I want it really bad. And from my dad, I want to be, if I could just be as witty as he is. Like, he was sharp with it, and the way that he dissed his friends, like the way that I dish up.
Here we go.
No, because like he was
contradiction to where she was from birth.
I know. I'm talking about, like, with my mom, I want to be kinder in general to the world, but like with my friends, like, you know, people who love my dad always talk about how he roasted them, cussed them out, talked shit to him, and all of that. But like, I've seen it before, and he's always very funny with it. It's very lighthearted, but that's how I go. And I want to be able to do that so bad. And I rehearse a little bit with y'all.
Well, I mean, I think you have.
Yeah, I mean, if I gotta, from the outside looking in, nigga. Like,
yeah, a lot of practice. It's a lot of members of the crew. That I do appreciate that you spread it around. You know, you don't just hone in on one of us. You know?
And honestly, it's because I'm trying to get good at it. Because that was one of the. I'm serious. It's one of the greatest things.
You need to diversify our portfolio.
But yeah, my mom's kindness and my dad's wit.
Yeah, that's dope. That's dope. That's dope. Okay, I'm rolling. Let's get into some John news, shall we?
Yep. I got just a quick note. I got to make a hard out around like 8:30, but yeah.
No, that's fine.
Well, all right.
Yeah. All right. That's it.
God damn, this mic is still on. What?
You know, you got a button you can click.
There's a whole button there.
You don't even gotta do nothing with the mic itself.
The FDA staff reviewing Musk's Neuralink were included in DOGE employee firings, source say. So, as Elon is going around and making government smaller, he wound up cutting folks from his own company. Is that what I'm? Is that how I'm supposed to understand this? U.S. Food and Drug Administration employees reviewing Elon Musk's brain implant company Neuralink were fired over the weekend as part of a broader purge of the federal workforce, according to two sources with knowledge of the matter. The cuts included about 20 people in the FDA's Office of Neurological and Physical Medicine Devices, several of whom worked on Neuralink, according to the sources who asked not to be identified because of fear of professional repercussions. That division includes reviewers overseeing clinical trial applications by Neuralink and other companies making so-called brain-computer interface devices, the sources said.
That's him getting around their regulations. That's him getting around the people who are asking the questions about the safety of that. So my thing is, if you trust anything from Neuralink, you're getting what you deserve, because he, in essence, eliminated all of the people who are questioning the safety and tightening the regulations on it. So good luck.
Yeah. Hope we don't need it anytime soon. Let's move on. If I could get around this ad. Here we go. Teen dies after injecting himself with butterfly remains, possibly as part of a twisted online challenge. A 14-year-old Brazilian boy died after injecting himself with butterfly remains.
I'm sorry, y'all faces.
This is strange.
Yo,
Butterfly remains?
Ground up the butterfly body and didn't realize it was poisonous.
Okay. In Brazil?
Yes, everything's poisonous.
Everything's poisonous in Brazil. Anything that looks pretty, I'm assuming I could die from in Brazil.
Yes.
100%.
He
I don't
lives-
trust pretty shit in Maryland. Fuck you talking about?
That goes for the people of Brazil too. Pretty motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Hell
Dang.
no.
Got that monkey.
Oh my gosh. A 14-year-old Brazilian boy died after injecting himself with butterfly remains. They're thinking it's part of a twisted online challenge. I'm not going to use his name because he's a minor, because goddamn. He started vomiting and then developed a limp after mixing a dead butterfly in water and injecting the liquid into his legs. The teen told his dad he hurt himself while playing, but then confessed what really happened when he continued to grow sicker and was admitted to the hospital. What a crazy. Yeah, nah, I'm not chopping up nothing in Brazil. Not even the stuff you're supposed to eat. Like,
Yeah, nah.
Brazilian nuts. No. None of that shit. Aren't there Brazilian nuts?
You went straight to nuts.
Well then.
Oh. Yes,
Oh,
there are.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not participating in challenges where you gotta kill an insect and inject yourself with it.
Nah.
But I'm
nothing
also
killing.
grown. I'm way growner.
You got a full brain.
And I gotta go tell the nieces now not to do no dumb shit like this. C major, have a talk with Mila.
Jeez, yeah.
These are the things you gotta guard against, man.
Yeah, man. I just pray like, cause like shout out to the family, condolences, all that. But like, if that was me, like, damn, my kid, he just wasn't of the percentile that was meant to make it. He didn't. Survival of the fittest. He was not fit enough, and this is all straight brain capacity.
Yeah, let's move on.
Oh,
chances of city killer Asteroid. Oh no, please finish that thought, C-Major. I need to.
I can't have a dummy, yo.
Talk about it. Let's talk about it. I like this right here.
Yo,
Right.
I just can't, man.
I can tell you now, you don't have one.
Okay.
She's already grabbing and pulling it. She's fighting you to go to sleep. That's not dummy behavior. Dummy behavior would be, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
No, she's fighting you. She's giving you action. She's trying to tell you no. That's the sign of a thinker right there. You know what I'm saying? Because she's gonna want to know why. She's gonna ask you a bunch of whys. Yeah, so you good. But I'm feeling you. I'm right there with you. If I told Gerasmo that, I was like, I kind of asked because like when you date somebody that's already got kids, you got to be careful.
Yeah, for sure.
You want to meet them, and the meeting process is not necessary. Is not only to vet you as a potential parent or potential adult to be around the kid. For me, it was that. Are they with it? Can we communicate? Can they use their words? Are they capable of understanding, comprehension? You know, I had a few questions in there for them. You know, they asked me a bunch of questions. Then, you know, the youngest at the time, you kind of gotta gauge it off of energy. And JB was on some Tasmanian devil shit when I first met her, so I had to give her a couple of years before we sat down and really talked. You know what I'm saying? Gauge where she was at, but nah, that's a good point, C Major.
Yeah, man.
Chances of a city killer asteroid hitting Earth in 2032 reach a new high. Miss Janelle, you understand that this is the only news you're going to get, right? Like you keep posting these.
I'm saying though, because it went up again. Like it went from 1.2 to 2.2, and then it went up again, like really fast. This is significant.
This is significant.
Yeah.
Are either one of you watching a show called Paradise?
Yes.
C Major, it's one of those. It's one of those. It's not top tier one of those, but it's one of those.
One of those get you locked in.
Yeah, and they do that. They do that wild shit where they just leave you on the hook every episode, and it kind of is pissing me off because we catching up to the current. We about to be on the current episode, and I'm like, they're gonna leave a cliffhanger, and it's gonna piss me off.
Oh yeah, because once they announce that it's gonna be a season 2, I know they're gonna make me super mad. But I got my mind right for it.
Yeah, but I like how it's going right now. So with that in mind, and I can't give away too much because C Major hasn't started, but I looked over at the end of the 4th episode. I looked over at Gerasmo. I said, I think Miss Janelle's right. We gotta let the asteroid hit us. We can't do this. I don't want to be one of the chosen ones. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to have that one thing. Like I'm the only person that knows how to keep the lights on. Fuck that. Get me out of here. Would y'all want to be kept?
Nah.
Let's go, Asteroid. Let's go.
Yeah,
because I'm not dealing with motherfuckers in that post-apocalyptic, dystopian looking there. Like, nah. As soon as a nigga pull up on me in a Mad Max bike, like.
What's crazy?
Like I'm looking up at the sky. Like if this was your plan, nigga, the asteroid could have.
The crazy part is when we're in the middle of the Matrix movie series, I would plug in. I don't know anybody that want, like to your point, I don't want to be out here fighting against the machines. No,
you don't want to put on a burlap outfit and
eat that porridge. No, don't. If somebody Neo come knocking on my window, I'm locking it from the inside.
Yo, get the fuck out of here. About to call the authorities, nigga.
I took the wrong pill.
I was playing. Nah, put me back in my cozy.
You in the pod by yourself.
Yeah, try to. How you doing?
Nigga look like you feeling for the outlet with your charger and shit.
That shit. Let me tie that shit to my neck. No way. No, yeah, they can have that. Whatever life they trying to preserve, go forth and do it without me. I'm good. I am good. ICE agents are arresting my. What is it? I can see Steve. I can see Steve. Look, you gotta call Chicken Talk. Hey, yo, hot wire this joint. Get me back.
Get me back in this motherfucker. Splice the wires. I know it's broke.
Shit. The tight one of y'all come start this bitch up. Let me back in. Oh shit. ICE agents are arresting migrants showing up for their immigration hearings and readying them for deportation. I know this is not supposed to be funny.
But Trump was mad at the numbers because they didn't have enough people. My thing is, I know people who have become naturalized citizens, and they've talked about the process and how long it takes and how many times you got to go to court you got to re-up stuff. So like, these are people showing up to court for legitimate reasons in an effort to legally and appropriately become citizens, and they're getting scooped up.
I hear you, but are they legal?
Yes, because they're going through the processes that they've been told to go through.
But are they legal now? Walking into the courthouse, are they technically? I'm just trying to clear things up.
Are they legal now? Is crazy.
I don't mean to sound heartless, but I'm just Slim. This is nuts. We are in a sick state of whatever. Anyway, let's move on. Rest in peace. Rest in peace goes out to they said Notorious B.I.G.'s mom. That's disrespectful.
That's crazy.
Voletta Wallace passed away. We don't have any details into any causes or anything like that. But she was the mother of Christopher Wallace, aka Notorious B.I.G., Biggie Smalls, however you know him. She's always been outspoken throughout his career. People don't understand this, and I know it's wild because if you look at old videos of Biggie, you would assume that he was 47 when he came in to the game. He's an older looking gentleman, but he was a baby.
Mm-hmm.
He was a teenager. He was just getting into his bag when his life was taken, in his mid-20s. So she's always been a fixture, at least as far as from when I picked hip hop up. She's been a fixture throughout hip hop. She's always advocated against nonviolence and various
against nonviolence.
I mean,
you tell the niggas to slide, like. You think my son died for you niggas not to?
My bad. She was an advocate against violence. That it's late. It's late for me. It's late in the day for me. But yes, rest in peace to Voletta.
Fuck all y'all out here with this whole common ass, peaceful ass rap. Man, fuck out of here. Somebody step on a nigga.
You're right. My bad.
End quote, Miss Wallace.
Troubled former NFL star Chad Ochocinco Johnson says he has been dumped by his therapist. Now, one thing I know is that the therapists I know are not really in the business of dumping their clients. However, this therapist, I think, has had enough of Ocho's madness. The 47-year-old who played the majority of his career for the Cincinnati Bengals has faced struggles in the past. He was arrested in 2012 on domestic violence charges after allegations were made by his then wife, Evelyn, and they divorced soon after. He served a week in jail in 2013. And at that hearing, he pleaded no contest to claims that he headbutted Evelyn. On Tuesday, alongside a broken heart emoji, Johnson wrote on X, "Good morning. My therapist just terminated our remaining sessions and sent my deposit because I haven't improved and I'm still using derogatory language uncontrollably at times." So this is a you problem. I mean, if she asks, if we, one of the things about therapy is communication and how you communicate to each other. And if you can't even communicate to the therapist without using derogatory slang, then yeah, I'm with the therapist. You gotta go, bro. You gotta go. You gotta find somebody that talks your language.
Yeah. It's that simple. Therapists are human beings as well. And yeah, any barrier to the communication happening, it's grounds to not continue the work because you're not getting anything from it. The therapist can't do their job. Keep it pushing.
And just because you paid me doesn't mean I just sit here and listen to you talk shit. Like that's not happening. So, what's going on with this Diddy case? I'm trying to figure. It's supposed to start in May, right? Well, ahead of this, the Sean Diddy Combs lawyer steps down ahead of sex trafficking case. Anthony Rico filed a motion Thursday in New York City court saying, under no circumstances can I continue to effectively serve as counsel for Sean Combs. An attorney representing Sean Diddy Combs in his sex trafficking case has announced that he's stepping down. Rico did not give an explanation, but he said it would not affect Combs' May 5th federal trial. Well, I don't know how it doesn't affect if you're not going to be there. Like that's an actual clear-cut case of cause and effect.
I'm guessing though that there's more than one attorney at play here, and that the trial is going to go on as planned. But it does like it, to me. It feels like there's nothing I can do here. I can't win. I don't want to sully my record with this.
So you think it's based on some damning evidence or discovery that's happening, and my man is like, I can't put my name on it. I'm a lawyer, but goddamn, like this is crazy. Yeah,
I can't defend this in good conscience.
Right. We'll see.
That's what I'm thinking. Hey, who knows?
It starts May 5th. I'll be tuned in. It's the biggest case of our lifetime. We've had so many of these biggest cases of our lifetime moments.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I'll be tuned in for this one. This is definitely something worth watching and keeping an eye on. Trump deletes database of federal police officer misconduct. This is huge. This is huge, black folks.
Huge.
This is huge, huge, huge. We no longer are keeping record of those federal police officers who have abused folks in the past. We're no longer. This is what this means. We're not keeping track of any misconduct, whether they took bribes, whether they were abusive, whether they mishandled evidence, anything like that. We're pretty much not going to have access to or be able to discover. The first national database tracking misconduct by federal police officers has been shut down by President Trump, deleting a resource that experts said improved public safety by helping to prevent bad officers from jumping to new agencies and starting over with clean records. The database was proposed by Trump in 2020 after the police killing of George Floyd. It wasn't created until 2 years later when an executive order from President Biden launched the National Law Enforcement Accountability Database, and the database encompassed nearly 150,000 federal officers and agents from the FBI and IRS down to Railroad Retirement Board, just to give you an idea of the full scale. And after it launched in December of 2023, by the end of last year, all 90 executive branch agencies with law enforcement officers had provided thousands of disciplinary records dating back to like 2017. So it did have a lot of data in there that could have been helpful in preventing bad actors from moving from one agency to the next. Now we don't have that anymore. Any comments on this, Miss Chanel? Anything you want to add?
Nope.
Nope. Okay. T-Pain publishing catalog and select masters to be acquired by Harborview Equity Partners. T-Pain says he's excited for his next chapter. He says, I don't plan on stopping anytime soon. And this is in regards to, I'm not going to be able to get to the whole story, Miss Chanel. Did you read it?
Oh man, I did, but it was a while ago.
Okay. Yes, it's asking me to log in. So usually when folks sell their catalog, it's in the effort to get liquid. And there's no, like, you've had rock stars, pop stars, as famous as, and I'm going to sound old probably, Springsteen. Justin Timberlake, I believe, sold a portion of his. A lot of artists sold portions or their entire catalogs, and sometimes, who knows why? I often I know when I like this, when I sell things, I need money, so I know, but I can't say that that's the reason for everybody to do that.
But like I will say this, some of the comments on the story that I remember, people were railing against him selling his publishing. And like you said, Grease, he wants to become liquid for whatever reason. And what people like seem to not understand is that a talent like T-Pain, and if you're a fan of his or not, you can't deny that he has talent. He made hit records for a long time for many people. He can still do that shit. Like him selling publishing for his catalog that is already out there does nothing to his potential to earn more money publishing his own music later on.
Right.
And so when people are like, "Oh my goodness, I can't believe he did that," it don't stop. And that's one of the things that he did mention. It doesn't mean that he's no longer making music. He's just selling what's already out there. And for that, it's like, it's yours, do what you want to do, but also you can get more. It was the same thing when Prince was like, when he was rocking the slave on him, and y'all can't get another me.
No.
So when I'm done here, I can still go on and do what I need to do because the talent is always going to be here. So that's what I want people to remember before they start saying that something like this is a bad move for their favorites,
Yeah, and for anybody that has T-Pain slander, I don't know why. I remember you in the club dancing about it. You can't tell me you weren't. And then some of the songs that he wrote and produced for other artists are included in this catalog. This catalog, I'll be interested to see how much this deal is for. I'm not seeing any numbers here. I pulled up another article, but I'm not seeing any numbers on it. But I'd be interested to see where his catalog lands in the price range, because we've heard some wild numbers in the past, and just want to see where his stacks up against that. I have this YouTube video of the JP Morgan CEO, the leaked call. Did you hear that? Yeah. He was over it.
He was hot.
He was not about nothing. He wasn't playing with nobody. And yeah, okay. I'm gonna pull it up. I'm just gonna share my screen because this dude was on something else for real. He was definitely on something else. Let's get to it here. I might need to back it up because he starts off hot.
A lot of you were on Zoom,
and
you were doing the following, okay? Looking at your mail, sending texts to each other about what an asshole the other person is, okay? Not paying attention, not reading your stuff, and if you don't think that slows down efficiency, creativity, creates rudeness, and stuff, it does, okay? And when I found out that people are doing that, you don't do that in my goddamn meetings. You go to meet with me, you got my attention, you got my focus. I don't bring my goddamn phone. I'm not sending texts to people, okay? It simply doesn't work. and it doesn't work for creativity. It slows down decision making. And don't give me the shit that work from home Friday works. I call a lot of people on Friday. They're not a goddamn person to get a hold of. But
okay, we'll stop right there because he was done. He was over y'all bullshit. Whatever y'all was trying to pull off and fucking JP Morgan, he was done. He's over that shit. He's tired of it. And he had enough. And goddamn it, I'm with him. I like a CEO that talks with their chest.
You with him?
I like a CEO that talks with their chest.
Okay.
I do. Do I want to work for him? No.
I'll say talk with your chest, but now one thing I don't really dig is like the one day of working from home, because that is when people are going to be getting their shit off and they're not going to answer or do anything. But when I was fully remote, my thing is, you know, you have to know your industry, you have to know your people, you have to know what's happening at the job and understand what can be done remotely and what can't. And I think, you know, he mentioned in part of his rant that young workers are suffering because they don't have the experience of being in office and learning things.
Yep.
And if that's the case, if you have a period where you want if you want workers to be on site for their probationary period or something to that effect, but I'll say that in the industry that I was working in when I was working fully remote, it did not make sense for me to be in office. I was literally driving somewhere to be by myself doing my thing. And so I think, as with everything, there's a lot of nuance to it. Different things work for different folks. There's not going to be a situation where everybody can have the same setup, but you can be equitable with it. But I think to just rail against like to this old notion of having to be in the office and work excessive hours in order to get things done, I really think that that's really an outdated way of thinking about productivity in general.
No, I agree. And look, you know, when we were remote, you know, full-time remote during COVID, it was, I can admit, starting a new job is tough. Was tough during COVID. Starting a new job where you have to learn new terminology, lingo, you got to understand the business, whatever the case. And to your point, it's the type of work you do, right? Like if this accounting, you know the basic principles of accounting, but how does this business handle expenses? How does this business handle what are we allocating to different departments and why? That type of business knowledge is going to be a little harder to grasp when you're remote, because now you have to find time to connect with people to get better understandings of how things work and how the business thinks about certain things. I managed. I was able to maintain, but it was definitely a struggle starting the job and being remote full time. It's a lot easier, I think, to his point, for young folks to be in the office and ask some people with a little bit more seniority, get their feedback, their takes, learn what they've done, what works. You did lose that part of the connection of being in the office. But to your point, again, depends on the job, depends on the task that you are responsible for. I just know from my personal experience, it could have helped to be in the office a little more with the people I'm working with and for, so that we can have a lot of clarity. Spend a lot of time doing shit the wrong way. And you know what I'm saying? And wasting time, when if we were in the office in a meeting room, you know, drawing it up and talking through the process together, we could have gotten a lot more things done in a more efficient manner. But, you know,
another piece of his rant, though, that I think a lot of people try to leave out, work is where a lot of people are able to meet people.
Oh yeah.
And
the social aspect,
for romance, for a whole lot of stuff. And I don't understand why people feel icky mentioning that. He mentioned it in the rant, but we can come with technical shit and talking about, but sometimes people just need to see other people, which we learned during COVID, where people were complaining about being home with their families all day. And, like, it's real shit. And not being able to afford what they call third spaces, places outside of home and work where you would go. So if you don't continue to socialize outside, like if you don't go to bars and clubs and shit like that, the place where you socialize the most is at work. And I think it's okay to admit that, or to admit that you miss that. Because some settings are optimal for that, like I said. But for some people, myself, I go to a place and sit in a room where nobody knows if I'm in that room or not. And that to me does not make sense.
I have spent a couple of days now in the office on Teams meetings all day, which can be accomplished right here. And since we've been back in full swing, I think maybe 1 or 2 meetings have really been kind of like, okay, we really got some clarity. We really got some good marching orders from this meeting, and we can execute. But for the most part, headphones on, logging into Teams meetings. So it's, it is what it is, I guess, for now. All right. Delta's offering $30,000 to passengers in a Canadian plane flipping incident. No strings attached.
Go talk to your lawyer. Go to court.
Yo.
Don't take the 30.
They giving 30 up?
They ready to just hand you 30. Go to court.
That's a nah for me, dog. That's a no.
Talk about your pain and suffering.
Whoo. But the rub, though, Miss Chanel, is what if I ain't got it?
That's real. And there's gonna be a gang of people who fit that category, right?
I just ain't got it, and 30 grand could really do something for me right now.
I'll take that into consideration. But for anybody who has the means, because they said a whole rack of people had to go to the hospital as well. If you have access to an attorney, please go that route. Because it's something to be said when a settlement like this is being offered up front. They know more than what they're talking about. So this is to avoid them having to do what they really should be doing for the people who were victims in that situation.
So this article that I found doesn't list in, how many people have taken them up on this offer. I did see on social media, though, one person has flat out said no, and is filing a lawsuit. That's a rumor. I don't have any stories to kind of substantiate that, but that's what I saw on the social medias. There's no strings attached, though. That's bullshit too, because there is a string. There's one little.
You're gonna have to sign something. Yeah, when you get to 30, you're gonna have to sign something, and there's gonna be something on there saying you can't do nothing about this shit later after you take this money, or something to that effect.
That liquid that fell on you. You took the 30. Good luck with that burn. We don't know what that is. So good luck treating that
nigga.
With the 30. You know what I'm saying?
Because now them hospital bills are yours. Now, once you take the 30, all that shit is yours. No, I think the fuck not.
No, we sitting down. Hold on. Let me. First of all, Doc, here's my insurance card. Excuse me, sir. like we'll do that, and then I'm calling 1-800 Shapiro and somebody. Tell me what my options are here. They offering 30. That sounds like it should be 300, maybe, or 3 million.
3 million.
Sheesh. Yeah, and I like Delta, but that's some bullshit. Don't do that. All right, that's all I have for John News.
For real?
That was it. I thought that was it. Wait a minute. Let me go through we ran through it kind of quick. We went to Ochocinco. I did have in my chat, I posted how 50 was going in on Joe Budden.
Why was there a reason? Is that a real video?
No, it's not a real video. I think it's a very clever Photoshop, but don't give me the line. I really don't know. It looked
Okay.
real. It looks so real. So the issue started when Joe was on his podcast. I believe he was talking about how tasteless 50 was in his holding the beef with Irv Gotti, right? And holding the beef with Big Meech. It wasn't. I didn't see anything that was super egregious that Joe said about 50, but just to the fact that my man is dead. Like, let up a little bit, you know. Like, kind of. I don't want to downplay it either. He spoke with his chest. I think that's what it was. Joe speaks loud, and he spoke with his chest. And even though I didn't hear him call 50 Cent out his name, just the mere fact that he's commenting on it provoked 50 enough to go find images of Joe being naked. And this stems from Joe recently was involved in a case where he was sleepwalking naked in the building that he resides. And one of the neighbors pressed charges against him. Yes. One of the neighbors in his building filed a claim saying that she felt that he was sexually harassing him and said that he did some inappropriate things in the video, but the video was released in court and proved that to be false, and that he sleeps in a nude and he sleepwalks. So that's where the theme of this came from. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah. I've seen some wild sleepwalking cases. I remember I spent like probably a good portion of 2020 and 2019 on the ID channel. There's a lot of sleepwalking cases out there.
Wasn't there like a medication that was putting people? I don't even remember what the hell it was, but it was like a sleep medication, like to help people go to sleep and stay asleep. But they were getting up and like fixing food and eating and doing all kinds of stuff and like
remember that. Yeah,
really unsafe stuff. And that's really scary. I think if somebody ever mentioned to me, "Hey Jay, you know you sleepwalk," I might start then sleeping in like in a nightgown or something, because I'd be out this joint flailing if I.
I mean, that's kind of what he mentioned. That he didn't go into deep detail, at least not on the free parts of his show, which is what I listen to. I don't really get into the. He has like a few tiers up. Like, it's not enough. It's not enough for me to spend that kind of money. But he did kind of briefly go over the case, and from what it sounds like, he knew he sleepwalk. Like, it wasn't news to him. He said he has awakened in strange places before. And so it's one of those things where I don't think he was on any medication for it, but now he might be looking into it after this incident. And it was also a mixture of these neighbors not being so receptive to Black people having that much money and being able to live. Right.
Why are you? And I've spent this kind of money to not have to see you niggas.
Right.
What are you doing in my building?
And as he's explaining it, I'm like, I could definitely see myself being one of those neighbors and be like, I pay way too much money.
A rapper lives here?
What?
Wait a minute. A former rapper turned podcaster lives in my building?
Yeah, no. Get him out of here. And his and his gang members. I might be filing some complaints too.
And his gang members?
Yeah, nah. I'm one of those. I'm one of those Blacks. Like, y'all are too Black. Yeah.
You're one of those Blacks?
I might be, man. I might be. I told you how I picked neighborhoods. Like, a lot of neighborhoods got scratched off the list once I saw a few key things going on in the front yard.
Key indicators.
I don't want to get too far into it because I don't want people to think I'm racist, but If your vehicle is parked on the grass, this is not a neighborhood for me. That's all I'm going. It's
I
shit like that.
understand
It's little shit like that. I'll keep it to that. If you have more than 4 cars in your driveway every time I drive by, this might not be
All
the
right. So
neighborhood for
what
me.
does that say to you?
That says to me that with four vehicles or more, that's beyond you and your kids. You got tenants, and tenants mean they don't care as much as you do. And maybe you don't care as much as I do. And I don't need to be in a neighborhood if you don't care as much as I do, and your tenants don't care as much as you do. You try to get me. You try to get me.
I'm not trying to get you. I'm trying to see what that says to you. Like, I know for me, when you said cars in the grass, that says something very specific to me.
Yes.
But I also have been in a situation where, like you said, 4 cars. I've seen situations where both.
I mean,
parents
we
and
were
both
4 or
kids
5 cars deep
have
in
cars.
Columbia. Yeah.
So
We was deep in Columbia. I wouldn't have moved to that neighborhood. If I saw us going in and out of that townhouse, oh hell no, I wouldn't have bought over there. There's no way. 4 or 5 20-somethings going in and out of hell nah. Come on, Miss Janelle. No. Think about it. Think about it as
I can't think about it objectively because we were responsible 20-somethings who,
yes. But if I happened to be neighborhood shopping at that time when we were
when all of us was leaving or walking in with groceries,
hell no. Nah. What is going on right there? No, I'm not. No. Yeah. It's little stuff like that, How flimsy are the mailboxes? I look at all that.
Now, see, that makes sense to me.
Yeah. If 3 out of 5 of your mailboxes is flimsy, leaning to the side, like somebody, fix it.
Because that goes to the structure of the neighborhood and how well the development was planned and how, I can get with that.
Yeah.
Grilling
in the front yard.
Now, where do you put, like, if somebody's able to see a pussy in the bedroom window?
And that's why I was so aggravated. That's why I was like, babe, this is the very thing I look for. And here you are.
You're doing the thing that
I'm glad you brought it up because she told me she pretty much told me enough. Like, okay. But you're exactly right. Yeah, that can't happen.
Yo, I'm gonna keep it a stack with you because I still rent, but I rent in a very nice neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
But I looked at a bunch of neighborhoods that were claiming to be, luxury units, and the moment I see tweaked up blinds,
done.
I don't give a fuck about your marble, your stainless steel. I don't give a fuck about none of that. It's folks with busted up blinds in your establishment, and now
I'm with you. It's a house in the back neighborhood.
God, I want them to win so bad. I want them to step it up.
They don't want to. That's the problem. They don't want to win. But there's a house in the back neighborhood where you can see the hoarding from the garage because the garage door doesn't close all the way because it's spilling out. And I'm at the point where I'm almost ready to call the city and be like, y'all gotta come see about that. That's like, I don't even want to walk past that house. When I'm doing my little walks, I go across the street. I don't know what's coming out of there. You know what I'm saying? We got another house where I don't know how long that family has been there, but they opened the garage one day and I was like, oh, no, we can't. Now I almost feel like I might have made a mistake because now I need to knock on Bama's doors and see how y'all living. Like, I need to see the inside of your house. Like, what are we doing around here?
Yeah.
Call me crazy, but I'm not in the business of living a door down or 2 doors down from somebody who's hoarding, because that shit
You
can
might be
spill over real
attracting
quick.
animals. You might be, yeah, it's a lot that can come with hoarding.
Yeah, that's
Fire
nasty.
hazards.
That part. It gets really dry down here and windy. No. Yeah, a lot of this shit you gotta be thinking about. You know, a lot of it was aesthetics when I initially was shopping for neighborhoods. And I would come back, like I told y'all, in the morning. I'll come back at night because shit look different at night. How's it look when y'all outside? I come back on the weekend. Y'all outside, what it look like when y'all outside? A lot of that I had to, because this is a big purchase. I'm not trying to spend this kind of money in a neighborhood I can't fuck with. Like, I don't even want to be outside with y'all. Y'all embarrassing me. Like, my parents gonna come visit me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got people coming to see me. Nah.
Cut that monkey shit out. You embarrassing us.
Well, I'm very very appreciative and very thankful for my neighbors on my block. They've all been super nice, super welcoming, and we all kind of have the same aesthetic, like quiet. We just quiet over here. You know, you open up the garage, you see a car. You know what I'm saying? Like,
picture that
craziness. I know it sounds crazy, but there's just a car in there. Maybe a shelving unit. Like, we got one neighbor that does a little woodworking. He might have his shit up and getting his, doing some upgrades to the house. We've had new people move in and kind of maintain, because that gets nerve wracking. Like, when you see the for sale sign go up, I'm like, oh shit, who about to move in here?
What we about to deal with?
But then I remember
be a panther on the
right.
Do they come with a panther?
I do remember though. I picked a neighborhood that a lot of people can't bring the fuck shit to. You just can't. And then people are scared to move out in this county. Like, people are really nervous about this county as far as like freedom to do certain things. Like, we not, the HOAs are a little bit heavier on this side of Atlanta, and not that they are mandatory, but it's almost like a shaming process. They have like yard of the week, and if you not yard, if you don't,
you never made it.
Yeah, like it's shit like that, But
that was was that part of the motivation for y'all getting y'all yard in order?
Oh, absolutely. We wasn't gonna be the worst yard. That was my.
Okay.
I don't expect to win yard of the. One of my neighbors, he does this. It's always going to be his yard, and it's always going to be like a yard around the corner. I don't expect to win, but I don't want to be the one that. Our yard is not going to be the yard that looks the worst on the block.
Okay.
That's where I'm like, I have at least
That's
a
solid
minimum
rule.
Yeah, we're not going to be the worst. Like, and every now and then I'll drive down to the end and just circle around, like, okay,
make sure there's more inferior yards.
Like, my leaves haven't been raked in neither of y'all's. Okay, so we on the same schedule. Like, I just don't want to be the last to do some shit. Like, everybody, my neighbors get their yards cut every week. I ain't about that life, but it ain't gonna look like a jungle. You know what I'm saying? Like, we want to keep it tight.
But yeah, I'm with you. I've never been afraid to live with Black people, but I won't live in squalor. I won't live in fuck shit. So yeah, I get it. I wasn't trying to make you sound bad. I was honestly just trying to get understanding about the car.
I appreciate that. Yeah, I mean, I grew up in, where I grew up. Like, my next door neighbor never cut her grass, ever, ever. The house I grew up on, that lady to our right never cut the grass. My pops, that was the bane of his existence. Was he knocked up? One of my kids would come over here, cut. He wasn't going to do it. But he was gonna offer one of us to go cut the grass, and she just never. Nah,
Yeah.
man. Nah. Try to keep this thing tight, man. This is an investment, you know. Yeah, so that's what I got. That's all I have.
All right.
Yeah, it's a good time. It's a good time to wrap it up. I'm going to assume that C Major had a baby emergency or some type of emergency in the house. So we are going to not roast too much.
Mm-mm, mm-mm.
We're going to
He
wait for
stated that
him.
he had to dip out. So
Yeah, we're gonna. Oh, he did do that, huh?
Mhm.
Oh, snap! Yeah, he did. I just looked at what time it was. Yeah. Terrible. I want to just send some well wishes, speedy recoveries, and thoughts and prayers to my little cousin in Miami, who suffered, who was a victim of violence,
Mm.
and we're thinking about you and hoping that you recover soon. I also want to send a special sympathy and condolences to a friend of mine who lost a parent. Thoughts or prayers with you. You know, the number is available anytime you need it. Yeah, it's a lot going on out here. A lot of real shit happening. A lot of real shit happening regarding our friends who are in the federal government. Keep them in your thoughts and prayers. Anybody who isn't sure about the future of their jobs, keep them in your thoughts and prayers. It's getting rough out here. It's getting real rough out here, and I understand that. Yeah, I don't know how to feel. I don't know how you feel, I guess is the right thing to say. And try to keep it together as long as you can, man. That's all I can. I don't know what else to say about that. Yeah, it's really tough out here. It's getting real out here. So tune in next week where we keep it light. Like
I do want to say, if I may, real quick.
sure.
Thank you to all the listeners. I'm noticing that our subscribers on YouTube are creeping up. So thank you to our new subscribers. We appreciate you viewing, liking, subscribing, sharing. But also thank y'all for celebrating with us on a weekly basis, laughing with us, chatting
Yeah.
with us. Understand and remember always that joy is an act of resistance. So if you take a little bit of time out of your day to laugh with us, you're doing something. You're contributing to the cause, and please know that is appreciated. We appreciate everybody who decides to spend even a little bit of time with us.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, Miss Janelle, for agreeing to shift schedules a little bit. I'm out of here tomorrow, and I'm in Dallas.
Safe travels, man.
Thanks, man. I can't not say that I'm not a little bit nervous about taking this trip with all the shit going on in the air, but I'm gonna do what I have to do. You know,
Keep living.
keep living. Gotta keep moving, keep pushing. So we'll be back next week. I'm not gonna be gone no more than a few days here, but we'll be back next week. More stories from the Golden Girls. I gotta get permissions.
Yes.
Yes, they are my aunties. Because boy, I wanted to tell one story. I was itching to tell one story, but I need to ask permission because she will spank me. She will drive back down here and put belt to ass. I know that about my
It's
auntie.
never sweet.
It's
I don't care how
never
old
sweet.
you are.
No. At my big ass age, she will. Okay, so I need to get permissions and maybe adjust some names, but definitely want to tell y'all more about the visit that we had. It was amazing. Shout out to them again. And shout out to friendship just in general. Thank you for tuning in. Like Miss Chanel said, we are on all social media. I'm T Greasy on all social media, TikTok, Instagram, Reals&Feels on Instagram. And again, thank you for enjoying the clips. Thank you, Miss Janelle, for segueing into a call to action that was so easy to post and put out there. Yeah, we'll continue to try to keep things light and keep everybody as joyful as possible. Shout out to C Major. Thanks for trying to hang in there, bro. I know this was a schedule shift, so we'll keep it moving. Love y'all. See you next time.